What's up, YouTube? I just wanted to do this video for I want to talk I just want to talk briefly specifically to a fellow target individual. You guys might know him. Uh Oliver Prince. So I'm doing this video like specifically, hopefully you watch this. Actually, I'm gonna tell you that I did this video, bro. So um this is like in no way like I'm attacking you or none of that, bro. It's just been really bothering me, bro, seeing what's been unfolding with your recent videos. Because I remember the videos that you used to put out. They were very inspirational, bro. They're very inspirational. They were very spiritual. And the videos spoke for himself and speak for itself. And speaking of your videos, if there's any target individuals that happen to see this video, if you guys are looking for some advice when it comes to the spiritual side of things, you should look at Oliver Prince's videos, because it would really help out. So speaking of your videos, Oliver, you kind of reminded me of you kind of reminded me of the times and moments, and I'm getting flashbacks by looking at your videos, bro. And it's really it's uncomfortable, but at the same time it really like it gets me pissed off and it saddens me at the same time that that being a target, being a TI, it reminds you. I don't know about you other TIs, but when I see something happening to a fellow a brother in Christ, and just TI, or just friend in general, it really pisses me off. And it but it reminds me of but I think what I'm trying to say is, like, Oliver, what you're going through, I'm gonna speak from experience. And the reason I paused there for a second is because I had an epiphany or a revelation, whatever you want to call it. And what it was is that during these times, during spiritual warfare, during incidents of being gang stalked, during trials, tribulations, put all that in one. During all that, we experience a lot of stuff, and we go through a lot of things, and we have, and once we pass those certain things, we get stronger, and we get more uh more less fearful, and we're more bold in our walk with God. And seeing what you're going through, Oliver, it's just I can't help to think. I can't help to think about how that the moments when I was going through that and how I felt. And I'll be honest with you, the only time I felt like the walls were closing in, where I felt like I was being surrounded by these perps, and I felt like I was going to be killed. I was super paranoid. Not saying paranoid. Just because I'm saying paranoid, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean I mean that like in a bad way, like saying like I'm tripping, or I'm hallucinating or something like that. That's not how I mean. It just I'm just using that word, so because you guys know what paranoid basically means. It means, like, being fearful because someone is after you. But in our case, being TIs, it's not a hallucination. It's not no mental disease or anything like that. It really goes on. But the only time I was feeling that way, bro, is when I wasn't reading the Bible, when I was still, and actually this was before. Actually, the only reason why, um, not the only reason why. Let me choose my words carefully. Before I I started taking my walk with God seriously, and before I really started reading the Word, I was deceived. I was just thinking that being a targeted individual was a government program, a harassment program. I was thinking I was thinking about all the things of the nature of what other TIs do videos about the Morgellons disease, about being microchipped, about being followed by satellites, about um, them tapping our phones, and all kinds of crazy stuff. And at those moments, I was being gang stalked hard. I was at that time. I I left my house, and it wasn't willfully, and I basically was sleeping in a truck in front of my dad's shop, and so I kind of felt like, trapped, because it was on a busy street, and people, it's like a perfect spot for gang stalkers and perps to be like, doing their thing. So at that time when it was happening, they were gang stalking me hard, and I really was under the spirit of fear, and I really was in fear for my life. And I had, because I was so caught up in the whole carnal, for you guys don't know what that means. That means like in the physical part, the physical manifestations of things. I wasn't really thinking about spiritual. I wasn't thinking about how God had anything to do with this, But the moment when I opened the Bible, the moment when I started reading the Word, that is the point where my life changed. Not in a way where my life didn't change before that. It's been fucking it's been crazy since before that. But that was the moment where I felt God's love. I felt God's protection. I felt like, just imagine, just imagine how a baby feels when, when the baby is crying, and the baby just feels scared, and you pick up that baby and you wrap it around in a blanket, and you hold them in your chest, and you hold them in your arms, and the baby feels your warmth, he feels your heartbeat. Imagine, like, how safe that baby feels, that he's protected, that nothing will ever hurt him. That's exactly how I felt when I opened the Bible and started reading the Word. I felt safe, I felt protected, and I stopped focusing on the world. I stopped focusing on the attacks that was happening. I started realizing that the enemy, the devil, deceived me and made me start looking at one direction when because by doing that, see, this is what the devil does. The devil doesn't attack you. It doesn't come. It doesn't come into your house through the front door. The devil, he knocks on the front door and has you looking, but while you go check on the front door, he sneaks into the back, and that's how he gets you. And that's how it is being a target individual. If you start just thinking about the physical parts, if you just want to ignore about, if you're being hard-headed, and not even if you're not being hard-headed, but if religion turned you off, and I understand if it did, if religion turned you off and it made you not even think of the possibility of believing in God, or you might not be an atheist, but you still don't have 100% complete faith in God. If they have you focusing on that, you're going to feel like the world is against you. You're going to feel like there's no way that you can fight them. You're going to feel like there's no way that you feel overwhelmed. You feel like a little ant in this world and fighting big giants. You feel like there's no chance. But the moment I knew, the only reason why I knew that the whole TI thing about it being just a government program and has nothing to do with being spiritual. The reason why I knew that was bullshit is because the moment I opened the Bible and started reading the word, I like I told you, I felt safe, I felt at peace, and I felt like I had a chance to overcome, and I have overcome. That's the reason why I started a YouTube channel. That's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because of the grace of God and by Him protecting me and by Him keeping me at peace. Because I say this time and time again, guys, God does say in the scriptures, you keep your eyes on Him, He will keep you at perfect peace. And I'm 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 witnessing to you guys that that is the truth. That is the honest, like that is the whole truth. So for Oliver, I know you're a believer. You've preached. You gave wonderful videos, bro. You know what you're talking about. You know what it is to be in war and spiritual warfare. You know how it is to be persecuted. You know better than anything. And I really feel like the only reason why you're not at peace, brother, is because you took your eyes off God. And I could be wrong, but you gotta get back into the word, bro. I'm not saying get back into the word and start doing videos. Like, no, if you still feel like you need to just, like, I remember last time you left a comment saying sometimes we have to be silent, meaning, like, you're giving me advice that sometimes we don't need to speak as much, do videos, that we just need to listen and figure out what's going on. And you're right, bro. But in this case, I really feel like you have to open up the Bible, bro, and just start reading. Just start reading, and to take the fear away from you, bro. Because the only time I felt like that is when I wasn't reading the word, and I wasn't and yeah, and I just know. I just felt like I needed to share this, and I hopefully um and if you have been reading the word, Oliver, then have faith that He will deliver you from this situation. Because if you're on the run right now and the devil has you on the run, I'm not trying to make it seem like you're scared of the devil, or he overcame you. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just speaking of what I see, and you can't deny what I see because it's right there. If you're feeling like you have to go to the emergency room and they can't kill you in there, then, bro, just hang on and just remember this. If God started with you and you're a TI, and I know you're a TI, He is not going to allow anything to happen to you. He is going to make sure, if He started with you, if He started with me, and I'm speaking to all other target individuals too. If He started with you guys, He's going to finish with us, and it's going to glorify Him at the end. Best believe that. Best believe that. See, I'll be honest with you guys. When it comes to having faith in God, there's many things that I still lack in certain situations. Like in certain aspects of my life, I really have stronger faith in God than others. And I'll be honest with you. Like, I have stronger faith of God protecting me than having but I don't have just as strong as faith of God healing me from a sickness, or from or anything that has to do with healing in certain situations like that. And I'll be honest with you, it's because moments when I was heavy into drugs, and I wanted the pain to go away when I was going through withdrawals, I would pray to God that He'll heal me and deliver me from it, but that wasn't the plan. So maybe I'm still holding on to that, but I'm not blaming God in any other way, or I'm not saying that He's not capable of doing that. Like, I know He is, and I know sometimes we have to just go through it, whatever we gotta go through. He's not gonna He has a plan for everything, and I understand that. But I'm just being honest with you that I have stronger faith at the moment about Him protecting me, and I always have been. I always had strong faith about Him protecting me. Not where I feel like I'm invincible, but I just have trust in God that He is going to protect me, and He is going to make sure everything is going to be okay. And at the end, He's going to make sure that we are the servants and His sons that we're supposed to be, and really His will be done with us, bro. So